with everything you need. Size meals. Plus, ask how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so order now.
You're going to love it. I guarantee it.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 news, after the Delta County Airport manager tells the county board it's facing an administrative crisis, the former airport manager is defending herself. Where things stand for the airport tonight. Plus, the final bill in the Reproductive Health Act is signed into law. How this bill expands insurance coverage for women seeking an abortion. And still no decision from Congress on aid to Ukraine, Israel, and others. We're live in Washington, where lawmakers are preparing for a high-stakes visit tomorrow from Ukraine's president. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
It was noticeably colder today, and it was also pretty windy out there, too. So how chilly are we getting tonight?
Man, we're going to see some of our counties seeing those teen degrees this evening. But the bigger story here, as Sarah mentioned, we did see those winds pick up. So as far as the forecast goes, our outlook for tonight into a couple more days this week, we're close to the naughty list as far as we've got winds coming in, some snow flurries. We're not expecting a huge amount of accumulation, but a little bit, which I'll tell you about after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. We have new details tonight about the administrative crisis the Delta County Airport manager says he's trying to fix. The current manager says the former manager didn't complete certain paperwork for the FAA. Today, she defended herself to the county board and gave her side of the story. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the details.
Shortly after former manager Andrea Newmelin resigned, the Delta County Airport underwent a scheduled inspection.
Airport staff were unable to locate and produce the majority of the records the inspector requested, which could only have been the result of either negligence, malpractice, or incompetence, not necessarily on the part of a sole individual, but overall.
Last Tuesday, current manager Robert Ranstadler told the County Board of Commissioners that Newmelin did not turn in those records before she left. Today, Newmelin told the Airport Advisory Board her side of the story.
I offered to come back and complete the FAA audit. My offer was not taken up. All of these problems that you listed could have been alleviated had they let me come back and complete that audit.
That is not what I was told. I am not accusing her of lying. I will just say that comments that I've received from airport employees, former co-workers of the former airport manager, investigative bodies contradict what she had said.
Ranstadler also told the county board the airport's passenger facility charge account had been in a non-collection status since November 2020, which he says caused the airport to miss out on $180,000.
That had nothing to do with me. It had to do with internal things and stuff that happened during COVID and getting enough projects to put in an application.
What I can't account for and what I just don't understand is how did this go on for 4 years without anyone in any leadership position clearly knowing what was going on with it.
The FAA would like the airport to correct the ongoing issues by the end of the year. With a small staff and only a few weeks, Ranstadler expects to address 65 to 75% of those issues by that time and says the airport is on the right track.
What it essentially boils down to is if they see we're putting in the hard work, time, and effort to make things right, they will give us some additional time.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
Women in Michigan seeking abortions no longer need to pay extra on their insurance to have it covered. Governor Whitmer signed the final bill in the Reproductive Health Act today. This final bill repeals Michigan's ban on insurance coverage for abortion without purchase of a separate rider. The bill also implements other protections for doctors and patients. December 11th marks the 10-year anniversary of the passage of that ban. The Reproductive Health Act aims to expand access to abortion in Michigan after the passage of Proposal 3 last November and the repeal of the state's 1931 abortion ban earlier this year. In Washington, Congress is expected to leave for the holidays at the end of this week, but a decision on money for Ukraine, Israel, and humanitarian assistance for civilians in Gaza has been stalled over U.S. border and immigration policies. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live with the latest ahead of a high-stakes visit scheduled for tomorrow. Brendan, good evening.
Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to meet with President Biden and leaders of Congress tomorrow to really encourage the U.S. to further support his country. That national security bill that proposes sending billions more to his country was stalled in the Senate last week, and time here in Washington is running out. The legislation stalled over disagreement, mainly surrounding the southern border and immigration policies. Republicans are looking for border improvements, not just more money to be sent there, but also changes to things like amnesty rules. In recent weeks, Democrats called GOP border demands extremely partisan and a non-starter. Experts believe compromise, especially in the House, is still a ways out, which means lawmakers could leave Washington for the holidays without finishing the job.
I think compromise is going to be difficult to find. And the reason for that is I think you can probably get compromise in the Senate where you have more moderate members, but that margin for Republicans is only 3.
And Sarah, Dr. Belt also told me that there's a big political component to this as well, as is usually the fact, but especially even more so that we're just right around the corner of a huge election year. And that political component is that Republicans are obviously trying to take the White House, and they might not want to give Biden any legislative victories, so to speak, especially at the border. Republicans see immigration as a winning issue for them, and they worry that any Biden border wins could ultimately hurt them in 2024. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Sarah, back to you.
All right, Brendan, thank you very much. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus life in the 906. Jim Koski's in the studio to share how he's reimagining one of his favorite TV shows. And later, a Christmas time family tradition, Michigan's iconic Bronner's Winter Wonderland in Frankenmuth, and the family that makes the magic happen. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. Whoa. Whoa. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
Watching Andy Griffith has one result.
Makes you feel good, don't it? Kind of a warm feeling right in the middle of your stomach, your head 2 or 3 feet above your shoulders. You know why you're feeling that way, don't you, boy?
'Cause I'm pooped.
The Andy Griffith Show, weeknights at 8 on MeTV 19.1. Scott Minshaw reports at 6 at 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Well, winds are starting to pick up speed a little bit here this evening, primarily coming out of the west-southwest. I do have a weather alert to alert you about here. Houghton and Keweenaw counties, we've got a wind advisory going until 4 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon with these wind gusts that could be out of the west 20 to 30 miles an hour, but gusting, up to 45 miles an hour. So it could be very breezy out there for the next 24 hours. And taking a look here, Keweenaw County basically 45 miles an hour. Everybody else a little bit less than that, although Houghton could also, of course, be 45. And Marquette, we are expecting gusts up to about 30 miles an hour. As we take a look at the outlook for these winds pushing in this evening, those winds starting to pick up speed, of course, along that northwest coast. And as you can see, we now have a wind direction where it's primarily coming out of the northwest throughout our day, and in the northern half of the UP in those darker red and pink colors, meaning higher speed winds pushing in before we slow down a little bit on Tuesday. We'll have some breezes also on Wednesday, and then we're expecting more gusts on Thursday for the Keweenaw Peninsula. Right now, conditions looking fairly dry, but that is, of course, going to change soon. I'll show you in just a moment. Temperatures right now in that 20-degree range. If we see cold temperatures, they're definitely going to be in the interior. Mostly clear skies this evening at the moment, but we'll expect those clouds to start increasing. Iron River, friends, it's going to be chilly there with a low of 22 this evening into the morning hours. Some of us could be in those teen temperatures. And then, like I mentioned, for tomorrow, some lake effect snow showers with these winds. I'll show you where that's going to be. Very chilly temperatures tomorrow night. Check it out, 10 to 20 degrees. It's going to be cold, y'all. Make sure you take care of any outdoor animals or things that shouldn't be out in those cold temperatures. So around 9 o'clock, we'll see that snow starting to push in over on the northwest coast, making its way across the UP, staying mostly along that Superior shoreline, although we could have a belt in the middle there midday and early morning there on Tuesday. And then again, most of that activity is going to be off of Lake Superior and in the east, where we could see some accumulating snow, which I'll show you in just a minute. Things kind of clearing out for a little bit, though, on our Wednesday for the majority of the UP. So snowfall as far as this evening goes, we could have 1.3 inches up there in Houghton. Everybody else just maybe a blanketing. And then by 7 a.m., half an inch over in Newberry. Keep your eye, of course, over there in Houghton, as well as Newberry. Could see up to 3 inches by tomorrow evening. Is there a chance we could see some tomorrow evening as well? Yes, of course. But for now, that's what we're talking about. For our 7-day for Marquette, blustery winds tomorrow, and of course those temperatures dipping down in the evening. It's going to be very chilly. We'll warm up just a little bit on Thursday. Your 7-day outlook for Escanaba coming up in 15.
Thank you very much, Ariane. The world's largest Christmas store is experiencing some of its busiest weeks of the season. Bronner's Christmas Wonderland has been spreading Christmas cheer in Frankenmuth for over 75 years. The Bronner family business started in 1954 as a sign painting shop, and it's now grown to become the largest Christmas store in the world. Nearly 750 employees work to help with the holiday rush that reaches almost 30,000 visitors on its busiest winter days.
The bustle of the holiday season is definitely alive and well on the busy weekends here. We occupy 27 acres here, and the building is larger than 1.5 football fields, so it takes quite some time to explore.
Coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we take a closer look at how the Bronner family makes the magic happen. Our 19 News Insights is on the way next. We are chatting with the United Way of Marquette County about some volunteer opportunities coming up in the next few weeks to make sure you have on your radar. That conversation is 2 minutes away.
CBS Tuesday. NCIS Sydney is this fall's #1 new series.
One team, one dream, y'all.
That you can't miss.
There's seats in the house.
NCIS!
People can get into trouble out here.
Put on that uniform, you agree to protect the person next to you, no matter what.
Touch me, Blue.
Welcome to Australia.
It has got a certain ring to it.
A new NCIS Sydney, Tuesday, 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
If you're over 40, we want you to think ahead for just a moment. Imagine your retirement having all the money you need, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor. Secure Future utilizes an indexed annuity tied to the U.S. stock market, but without any risk of loss, ever. That's right. No matter what happens in the market, your investment can never decline. Down years, you're insured against any losses. Boom years, your retirement account grows exponentially to increase your worth. Whether the market is up or down, Secure Future Investor can set you up with guaranteed money for life income. It's the difference between thinking you have enough money to retire and knowing you're getting that retirement check every single month for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live. Over 40 years old? Call now. Call 888-861-2298. 888-861-2298.
Hi, Paul.
Meet Opie Taylor. He's dramatic. A dreamer.
I wish that I get a B in arithmetic.
But most of all,
I think you're the best sheriff in the whole world.
he's devoted to Dad. It's Andy and Opie on The Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV 19.1. You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
There are always opportunities to volunteer in your community if you just look around. But tonight, the United Way of Marquette County is sharing a few events coming up to mark on your calendar now. Joining us tonight is the Executive Director, Andrew Rickower. Thanks for coming in, Andrew.
Thank you.
Of course, Christmas is 2 weeks from today now. It's hard to believe that it's right around the corner.
Coming quick.
Yeah, but there's a lot of organizations that create, Christmas dinners and hand deliver them and have people come in. Tell us about volunteer opportunities with that.
Yeah, so one of the opportunities is the Kiwanis Christmas dinner. It's a free dinner served on Christmas Eve and doing drive-through pickup and delivery to home for shut-ins. And last year served over 450 meals, so it takes a lot of volunteers to put it together and serve it, deliver it, and everything.
Yeah. How long does that last on Christmas?
It's going to be really the cooks get there preparing things like 5, 6 in the morning,
Right.
but service starts at 11 o'clock and usually over by 2. So
Gotcha.
it goes pretty quick. A lot of meals out the door quickly.
Very nice. And where is that located? Because people can come in to have the dinner, and of course people can have it delivered. Where's the physical location?
It's going to be at Salvation Army in Marquette.
Okay, perfect. Aside from Christmas dinners, I know we don't really want to think about tax season already, but it is right around the corner as well. It'll be here before we know it. And there's always opportunities for people to get help with their taxes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the AARP Foundation is in charge for Marquette County of the VITA program, the free volunteer program to do tax returns for low-income individuals and specifically for seniors. And so they're looking for volunteers to either help prepare the taxes or to do some of the back office, check people in, greet them when they come, just do some of the admin work. If you're interested in helping out and not wanting to do taxes or don't enjoy them, then there's still definitely opportunity for you. And they're looking for help throughout the county, really.
Gotcha. I imagine that with something like with a tax preparer, someone volunteering to help with that, there's maybe some requirements that come along with that?
Yeah, they do put everybody through training, so we make sure that everybody's qualified if they're going to be doing the returns. Everything's double checked by an extra set of eyes. So really helping out that way. And what they find out is a lot of the low income and especially the seniors don't file for the taxes to get the money that's theirs.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to provide those low income households, get the return and help them out.
Yeah. When does that get started?
Well, taxes are starting in January. The big push is really going to be in March, but they try to get on it as quickly as they can to spread it out.
Gotcha. Another thing, we talk about these pretty often, is Feeding America always does a great job of coming into all of our communities throughout the UP. How can people volunteer to get involved with that?
Yeah, so Feeding America, definitely a need that's always going on, and it's great to have distributions every week now, but it means more volunteers. And what we see starting in December through the winter is the volunteers a lot of them go away for the winter, but just harder to get volunteers to do the outside food distribution. So we try to make an extra little push to get some wintertime volunteers lending a hand.
Awesome. Awesome, and we'll talk about that in just a second here, but we want to make sure that we talk about the No-K and the UP200, those big events coming up with loads of volunteer opportunities.
Yeah, so Newpers United has been getting exciting the last few weeks because two big events happening this winter, and both have pretty much all of their needs on the site now. A few more to be added in the next week or so, but looking for things, you know, from inside, outside, you know, a short 1-2 hour shift or, you know, several day shift. It's really get involved in whatever capacity you want, but great events for the community that really bring everybody together.
For sure, and just like Christmas, it'll be here before we know it. Thank you very much for sharing, Andrew. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. Still ahead tonight, Life in the 906. Jim Koski's talking about how he'd make the Upper version of his favorite TV show. You're not going to want to miss this one. And later, Training the Brain, a deep dive into the physical and mental health benefits to cold water immersion. We'll show you a group right in Marquette County that's taken the plunge. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. This Wednesday, a Feeding America mobile food truck stops in Marquette at the Berry Event Center parking lot on NMU's campus. Volunteers are needed from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to help set up, pack boxes of food, load vehicles. It is all outside, so make sure you bundle up. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out the wealth of other opportunities, head to upersunited.com.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, a fierce fight over free speech. Tonight, tensions rise on some of America's top college campuses over anti-Semitism. After the UPenn president resigned, why Harvard's president could be next. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Santa here to unveil the names of Big Brother legends who play reindeer games. Now Cody, now Cameron, Danielle and Xavier, Taylor and Frankie on their best behavior.
Are you kidding me?
Then Brittany and Nicole, who both took a fall. And last but not least, calling Josh the meatball.
Ho, 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 no.
Big Brother Reindeer Games unwrapping tonight, 9/8 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Ho, ho, ho.
Erickson Jewelers will host a buying event in Iron Mountain from November 13th to the 15th. Sell your valuables for immediate payment. Bring in your gold, diamonds, coins, watches, sterling silver, designer handbags, and more. See you Monday to Wednesday at Erickson Jewelers for a free, no-obligation offer from one of our trusted estate specialists. For a full list of what we buy, go to nationalrarities.com.
I'm Emilio Colon. Come with me on a journey to discover the historic town squares of Ponce and Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. In the next episode of Music in Puerto Rico, we'll experience history come to life through the universal language of music. Let's explore the vibrant cultural and commercial heritage of these fascinating cities.
Diamonds. I'd make my nest out of diamonds.
I'd never eat another worm in my life.
Oh, yep. One ticket and we could be sitting on a gold mine.
The Powerball jackpot. It's all anyone can talk about.
Our Life in the 906. And Jim, you're reimagining our life up here as a TV show.
Yep, because there's one TV show I faithfully watch each and every week. That's The Amazing Race, which just so happens to have its season finale Wednesday night right here on WZMQ. Now, if you don't know about the show, it's where teams race around the world taking part in challenges that deal with local customs and traditions. They've done the show in exotic locations all around the planet, except perhaps for one, the UP. So, CBS and producers of The Amazing Race, may I suggest a race around our fair like this. It starts at the Mackinac Bridge, where contestants have to cross through the Mac Pass lane but aren't given Mac Passes. They then have to make their way to Luce County, where almost half the teams have to take a delay due to an inability to correctly spell Tequamanon. Next, teams head to Marquette, where they have to locate and drive on all 10 roundabouts while making suggestions about the perfect locale for an 11th. And by the way, there's only one correct answer to that question, the corner of Presque Isle and right. The teams then have to race to Hancock by a certain time for their next clue, only to find the Portage Lake Lift Bridge raised and blocking their way. Undaunted, the racers next visit Ontonagon and are given the task of driving down US 45 to the Wisconsin border, causing most area residents to go, wait, there's a US 45 in the UP? Finally, the Upper version of the Amazing Race ends in Escanaba, where the remaining teams are given a choice between two impossible tasks. Either eat 4 corn dogs and then take a ride on the UP State Fair Tilt-A-Whirl, or try to find the one spot on US 2 where there's not a strip mall. Those are just suggestions. I am sure the Amazing Race could find any number of locales for a fun and challenging show, and I hope that someday we get our chance. And CBS, if you like those ideas, give me a call and we can talk about another project. Survivor, Scene Stretch. I'm Jim Koski, and that's another slice of life in the 906.
Jim, I feel like we have to add one of like the ski jumps in there. Like they need to run up just like the Red Bull 400 when they had to run up the ski.
Yeah, and actually just go to go to Copper Mountain, the Copper Peak ski jump. Make them do it twice. No, 3 times.
Yes, 3 times.
Yeah.
Bonus points if you don't puke.
Oh, make him eat corn dogs beforehand too. Yes.
Okay. All right. We're gonna add some additions here. Thank you very much, Jim. Well, this is the time of year where the sauna swim, sauna snow tradition typically takes off. Most of us have always heard it's great for your health, but it may have more benefits than you realize. WZMQ's Mitchell Rife spoke with a cold immersion therapy coach to find out what benefits lie under the ice.
There's over 4,000 inland lakes and around 1,700 miles of Great Lakes shoreline, some of that just right behind me. Now, for some people, the summer is the time to take advantage of them, while others, they utilize benefits that are there year-round.
But it's definitely not easy. It gets easier as you go. You build up your cold tolerance pretty quick.
Nice and warm?
Bath water.
Tim Mann is the founder of Train the Brain, a performance company hosting workshops in cold immersion therapy around the country. He says even the toughest limits can be elevated.
I got hooked on the method after being hit by a drunk driver while I was parked on the side of the highway. No exhales. Put me into a coma, fractured 11 bones, was in a really rough spot in my life. Now, I had PTSD, an emergent mood disorder, and some substance abuse issues. Came across the Wim Hof method, fell in love with it, found a lot of benefit, and thought, man, I should share this with other people.
Rehearsing a daily cold exposure and breath work, Mann has diminished most of the pain that he once experienced daily. Even though cold water, exercise, and even intermittent fasting can be surprising to the body, Mann says it's still important to practice. What are those common misconceptions about cold immersion therapy that you hope Train the Brain squashes?
Hormetic stressors, what you described, these short-term stressors, acute stressors, are really healthy for the mind and body.
Cold immersion builds a lot of mental focus and strength, but the body gets a boost of dopamine and adrenaline as well, giving you natural energy.
That affects your mood and your energy for like 6 to 8 hours. So those are neurotransmitters that are racing through your body that give you tons of energy and boost your mood.
That was a pretty intense experience, but I definitely feel like I learned something today.
Get in the first 10 seconds are kind of tough, but then after that, the 2 minutes is up before you even know it.
Mitchell Rife, WZMQ 19 News, Gwin.
We're going to take a quick break and be back after this.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brewed beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
I'm Lily Simmons. Watch my reports from Escanaba and Delta County only on WZMQ 19 News.
Join us on the CBS Evening News as we explore the challenges facing what's called the COVID generation. Poor classroom attendance, lagging test scores, and mental health. How are students receiving the support they need? That's all this week.
I'm Emilio Colon. Come with me on a journey to discover the historic town squares of Ponce and Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. In the next episode of Music in Puerto Rico, we'll experience history come to life through the universal language of music. Let's explore the vibrant cultural and commercial heritage of these fascinating cities.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King.
I'm Tony DeCopel.
And I'm Nate Burleson. This is us. We're all here to wake up your mornings to help make sense of the latest overnight developments.
What you can expect from your day before you head out the door. You'll also hear directly from the biggest newsmakers in America.
And you'll see the best group of journalists in the business with exclusive reporting and breaking overnight news.
It's a lot. Watch CBS Mornings right here on your new CBS affiliate in the Upper Peninsula. That's WZMQ 19.
Perry Mason is the perfect entertainment for day and night. During the day, it's a great, juicy courtroom drama.
You killed Polly first to get rid of her.
And at night, it's a perfect, spooky murder mystery. It's Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on MeTV 19.1.
We've got gusty winds up in the Keweenaw until tomorrow. Could see up to 45 miles an hour. And then taking a quick look at our 7-day for Escanaba, will dry up on Wednesday, but those temperatures really chilly.
That does it for us tonight. Thanks for being here. We'll see you back here tonight at 11:10 Central.
Tonight, the break.